Space Ghost! Space Ghost! Space Ghost! Coast to coast. New Mexico is famous for its space history. The New Mexico Space Trail documents more than 50 sites directly related to space. Space Goat takes us to the top 5. Number 5. Spaceport America. Spaceport came into existence early in the 21st century. The facility's website says the location is situated on 18,000 acres adjacent to the U.S. Army White Sands Missile Range, has a rocket-friendly environment of 6,000 square miles of restricted airspace, a 12,000-foot by 200-foot runway, and vertical launch complexes. Part of the land Spaceport America occupies was at one time the Cane Ranch, a once busy stagecoach trail stop. Nearby is Hot Springs, unofficially renamed Truth or Consequences in 1950 after the radio program of the same name sought a community to change its name for one day. Number 4. The Very Large Array. Operated by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, film buffs know the Very Large Array, or VLA for short, as a location site for the movie Contact. Built in the early 1970s on the plains of San Augustine near Socorro, 27 radio antennas are in a Y configuration that allows for a wider area to collect signals. The facility has mapped gas and molecular clouds, tracks spacecraft throughout the solar system, discovered ice on Mercury, as well as a black hole 1,000,000 times more massive than the Sun, and pinpointed the exact center of our galaxy and discovered there a mini spiral of hot gas. Number 3. Roswell. Did extraterrestrials crash land near Roswell in July 1947? Only the aliens know the truth. And who knows? Maybe the answer and artifacts are tucked away in an undisclosed location. The International UFO Museum and Research Center in Roswell chronicles fascinating accounts of this legendary event. Films from participants long gone flicker invitingly in a small theater, but not to be missed as well as the Roswell Museum and Arts Center. In 1930, after the Massachusetts fire marshal told Robert Goddard he couldn't test his noisy, fire-hazardous rockets anymore, aviator Charles Lindbergh helped Goddard find a location with good weather and lots of rural space. That was Roswell. There, Goddard designed, built, and launched ever larger and more accurate liquid fuel rockets. After his death in 1945, the Rotary Club of Roswell, of which Goddard was a member, gathered up the 19th century tools he used to build early 20th century technology and recreated his lab in the museum. Number 2. Holloman Air Force Base. Holloman Air Force Base sprang into life not long after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, pulling America into World War II as the Alamogordo Army Airfield to train bomber pilots and crews. The list of Holloman's contributions to space is a long one. Highlights include training Ham and Enos, the two chimpanzees who preceded Alan Shepard and John Glenn going to space, respectively. The chimps proved humans could survive and even thrive and work in a weightless environment. Dr. John Stapp became the fastest man on Earth, riding a rocket sled at Holloman. He used his own body to develop safety harnesses. Ultimately, those made their way to the consumer market as seatbelts. Joe Kittinger made 3 high-altitude balloon jumps over the Tularosa Basin after liftoff from the base to help develop safe parachutes. Number 1. White Sands Missile Range. In September 1945, German rocket engineers arrived in the United States as part of Operation Paperclip. Once here, their destination was White Sands Proving Ground, now Missile Range. There, such men as Dr. Wernher von Braun worked with the Army to develop rockets that, over time, became larger, more effective, and more accurate. Ultimately, this culminated in the Saturn V that boosted astronauts out of Earth's gravity and on their way to the Moon. This makes White Sands the spot where the drive to space truly began. Thanks, Space Goat, for the trip back through space and time. Thanks for watching. Follow and like the New Mexico Museum of Space History on Facebook, YouTube, and nmspacemuseum.org.